beautiful people. We are at the end of another week, and this is a short check-in to see where we're at, where we're going, and what we've been through. It's been difficult the past couple of weeks with this pandemic situation that keeps on going and giving and accelerating. We don't know when this is going to end, no end in sight. So let's take a few minutes, a few seconds to check in and ask ourselves these vital questions. So, first of all, it's really much better if you write it down, because writing it down brings it forward with clarity and makes it very solid in front of you. But if you can't do that, just do a mental check-in. So what is one thing you are so grateful for at the end of what must have been a very, very busy, hectic week for all of us, as it was for me? What is one thing you are grateful for at the end of this week, this Friday, that we are here together? Secondly, what is one thing that went really, really well, that went in a way that was beyond your wildest expectations? Any project, any deadline, any interaction with another human being, whatever that may be. Just take a quick clips. Hello, please move. Take a quick second to consider what that is and to make a note of it. Okay. And what the purpose of this is to bring in a sense of reflection, a sense of bringing ourselves together, because we are so fragmented. We are completely disintegrated and spread out in a million different parts and a million different pieces over thousands of interactions, thousands of places we have to be in our minds, in our bodies, in whatever we are doing. So taking the time out to do this is incredibly crucial. It is going to change how you perceive, by creating this gap between you and your time, your past week, and in that gap, that is the golden opportunity to create, to envision, to re-perceive that, to see that in a new and exciting, very engaging way. So, thirdly, what is it that your heart, your being, your core desires? There must be something that makes you very excited, and you haven't been able to do that perhaps, or you have been doing that and you want to do more of that. So bringing that to the forefront, realizing that there's something we have to be grateful for. There is something that we want from life, something that we look forward to. It gives us that energy and vigor to go through another day, another week, and look forward to that. And get out of that burnt out, fatigued feeling that we often experience. And what this pandemic has often made us feel is increasingly isolated, because in our world, though we are hyper connected, the amount of intimate relationships, amount of intimate interactions that we have with each other is often very, very, very limited. So we're left feeling like we have so many friends, like 1,000 friends on Facebook, 4,000 followers on Insta, but still we don't really connect at a deep, vulnerable level, because we live in a hyper-competitive, fast-paced world. And coming back to ourselves coming back to being our best friends, cultivating that inner child that we have, and remembering that playfulness, that joy, that tranquility, that peace, that unconditional acceptance of ourselves that we perhaps have lost along the way. So bringing that to the forefront. Moving on, a few quick updates. In the next coming weeks, we will be interviewing a few international musicians from across the world. Some themes that we bring to the forefront is about being location independent. It's about following your heart, following your truth, going beyond what you have been told, questioning things, not just doing things because we have been told to do them by our family, by our peers, by society, but bringing all our gifts to ourselves and recognizing that in a way that perhaps no one has ever done for us before, exploring that those uncultivated gifts that are lying within us, waiting to be shared, waiting to be treasured by us first and foremost, and then by the communities in which we live in which we can share our art. And a lot of the times, all we are doing is doing things that make money because we have to survive after all, which of course makes sense. But the thing is, when we just do that, we equate anything we put effort into for money, that we must make money out of it, which is great. Of course, we need to do that. But we also have a spiritual, creative side. And what does the saying, quotation go? We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And if we forget that, we forget to cultivate that, to grow that, to let it shine, we're often left feeling just like we don't belong. We haven't heard ourselves, our authentic voice. We've forgotten to live bravely. And in all of that, we've forgotten and betrayed ourselves. And that is the most horrible, heart-wrenching feeling. So paying attention to the parts of us that we have forgotten to pay attention to because they were inconvenient, because we wanted other things from life. And with that rest and with that gentle reassurance that we are here for ourselves, asking ourselves these little contemplative questions that are not triggering, that are not too time consuming, that are just the surface of our very complex and exciting beings going into that. So we have some 3-week courses coming up which you can check out. Our QR code will stay the same and be regularly updated, so you can keep up with that. So that is some of the things that are coming up, and it should be a very exciting next month. Despite new restrictions and regulations, we are looking at a fantastic new array of opportunities and exciting things coming up. So do remember to share below what you wrote, or just a word, or you can DM us, because we want to hear from you. Because being the beautiful creatures we are, we don't really hear from each other enough in terms of, yes, we do talk to each other, yes, we do communicate, but a lot of it is not heartfelt, vulnerable communication because we are scared, or we don't want to be vulnerable. We want to we're all competing to get something, get somewhere, and we don't want to be seen as weak. We want to hide ourselves, and eventually we hide from ourselves. And that is the point of this self-discovery journey. So what we are doing, and this is a very small part of what we do, but we use health and wellness holistically through art forms that are 7 art forms. And through that, of course, one tool does not ever work for everybody, and that's completely understandable, of course. So we use a variety of tools, and through this variety, what we are doing is we are using different parts of our psyche. We are using movement, we are using a sense of community and celebration when we bring that forward. We are, of course, doing self-discovery and paying attention to our inner self, which is a great way to get in balance with your mental, emotional, all the energies, all the worries, all the stresses of your week, of your month, of your year even, and reflecting on that. And of course, it doesn't come naturally. There is a part of us that wants to be immediately gratified, that wants to resist this kind of very scary, overwhelming experience of going into ourselves. And that's why we often choose to do it together as a group, because when you are put in that situation on the spot, you just have to do it. So that's why we have online as well as, so the online stuff is pre-recorded, so you can watch it as it is self-paced. You can do it at your own time, at your own convenience. There will be assignments, there will be feedback that you can take, can get, and you will be able to connect with other people who are taking the course. So you can just be part of a group with them under very strict regulated conditions of how to interact with each other, which would be to basically encourage each other and to share your work. And that's about it. No going off the track, haywire, or commenting negatively. Nothing like that is going to happen. So, through repetition, through accountability, through movement, through community, we will all come together to experience ourselves, each other, the planet, in ways we never have or we have not done in a very long time. Perhaps there were things that we wanted to explore, that we thought about, but we never got there, we never got to be that person. So this is an invitation to experience yourself in new and very rewarding ways, through either our online offerings or through our in-person courses, which are made, customized from scratch, from a gazillion hours of research and books, trainings, articles, all of that. So that is why they're different from other courses out there, because we are catering to a bigger picture, and that picture is our bigger goal that we have set in mind. That makes it different from other yoga classes, music classes, writing classes, because what we are doing is far greater, and what we are doing is becoming the best friends to ourselves. And maybe that sounds weird and lame, that's fine, because at the end of the day, we are the ones who have to sit with ourselves after a long day, after a long week, and here we are experiencing ourselves in new and amazing ways that we have truly forgotten to connect and to feel our heart's deepest desires. So come join us and we shall meet very, very soon. Toodles!